Hello, and thanks for listening to the Lutz Family Podcast.
Hey guys.
It's Josh.
And Michelle.
Try to give you a nice lead in there. We are here for Chloe's first birthday podcast.
Yeah, she's 1 year old. She's so cute.
Yes. We've now started this with just enough time to catch Chloe's first birthday. So, Caleb and Esther, they don't get their first birthdays in the Lutz Family Podcast because we didn't start doing this when, it was their first birthdays. But now Chloe gets the full podcast treatment. Mm-hmm. So when she's looking back, she can follow her own development along the way.
Yeah.
Of course, though, for the time being, Chloe's language skills are not very expansive.
Right.
We can talk about what her language skills are up until this point, maybe at a later point in the podcast. But as of today, doesn't have a whole lot of the English language captured. And so we figured we would carry the bulk of this podcast on her behalf and share about her. And then we'll try to capture some of the things that she usually does vocally and then insert them in different parts of this podcast.
If it was just an interview with you and Chloe, you wouldn't get a ton.
Not a ton.
You get a lot of sounds.
Yeah. My creativity would have to be on full display to carry out a full conversation with Chloe at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like she really does understand.
She'd look at you.
Oh, yeah. She would look at me and look with fascination as I make faces and sounds. But
maybe screech at you.
Right. Only, though, if she's feeling like she's not getting what she needs or wants.
Right. Yeah.
So Chloe was born on March 31st, 2019. We're now in 2020. It's a little bit past that time. Actually, it's in the month of April right now. Mm-hmm. And that's because life's been a little bit crazy in the world of 2020. Mm-hmm. Michelle, you want to bring us up to speed? What's been going on in the early part of 2020?
Well, yeah, I mean, it'll go down in the history books for ages to come, but we're in the middle of this COVID-19 pandemic thing, and so much of the country is under stay-at-home orders, as is Illinois, where we are. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we're being told to stay at home, wear masks if we're going to the grocery store or something like that, but only the grocery store and the pharmacy and the doctors is basically open right now. So we're at our at-home studio right now.
Right. So it was kind of crazy. We had planned, as campus ministers, it's our plan to spend a little bit of spring break with the family, spend time with them there. And so we were doing that in March and had planned to, stay there for spring break and then celebrate Chloe's birthday with the family at that time. Mm-hmm. But then, leading up to that plan to celebrate her birthday, and then the actual celebration of her birthday, was it the day of her party or the day before? It was something like that.
I think it was announced the day before and to take effect like the evening of when the day we were going to celebrate her birthday.
Right. So the only people that were, kind of allowed to be there were the people that were already there because the stay-at-home order gets put in effect. And so I know your parents were planning on coming by my parents' place so that they could say happy birthday, and so was your sister and her whole family. But instead, it was just, my brother and Hannah, who had already at that point been working from home. They were like kind of ordered to work at home. And so they were at my parents' place rather than, being downtown or something where this stuff was even crazier.
Right. And Rachel was going to come join us, but she wasn't allowed to leave the state or something like that.
Michigan at least has been a little bit even more strict with their requirements for their citizens. But yeah, so it made for maybe a less climactic first birthday party. I was thinking back to like Caleb and Esther's first birthdays. For Caleb's first birthday, we had basically the whole campus ministry and like a bunch of people from church, and we, reserved the fellowship hall at church and had a big party and games, and lots of people were there.
Yeah, we did a big party for him. But Esther's first birthday, we were at camp.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so sorry, Esther. The timing of all of that was interesting because, our role at camp is to do drama in the evenings of these Starlight Devotionals. And so, it so happened that Esther's birthday fell right in the middle of that. And so we had responsibilities for teen camp as just part of our work as campus ministers and being involved in the youth of the church. So
she got to come down with the grandpas, and we sang the whole camp sang happy birthday to her. So that was. So
a memory you will probably never have, Esther, in your mind, but maybe you can see pictures of going to camp as a 1-year-old and, a couple hundred kids singing happy birthday to you. And it was cool to have both of our dads come to that camp because we've been involved in it for, so many summers. So for them to be able to see it, to bring Esther, and then, we had a little bit more of a family party when we got back into town for her,
Yeah. But Chloe's birthday, it was a fine birthday. We had the small, we were in Chicago, so it was a little smaller than anticipated, but still nice. And then on her actual birthday, we also did a little cake and sang to her and stuff at our house too.
Right.
So it was good. There were pictures, there were smiles,
And when you look back at it, Chloe, when you're, thinking back to your first birthday, you'll see those things. But now you know the context of the COVID-19 crisis happening. So as we're recording this right now, the order has been extended through the end of May. And so for right now, it's kind of crazy. It does kind of feel at some points like we're living inside of a movie that... we're just characters in this. And I wonder,
how many movies there are going to be?
Yeah, maybe.
About this, I'm sure.
At some point, like, it would have to be a movie, about, like, the social and governmental leaders in our world. Because just following the lives of a regular person, it's like, yep, I stayed at home again today. Or,
no, some other sort of crisis or something.
Sure, I feel like the plot lines, it would be like multiple stories all happening at once, as everybody's experiencing. Yeah. You see like the life of an essential worker at a grocery store, and you see a nurse, and you see like a firefighter, whatever, and then you have these political leaders. But I don't know, maybe Chloe, you'll be an actress, and you can play in that, and ask us questions about what was it like when we had to stay at home. Well,
we stayed at home, and it was fine.
It was totally fine. So we have been spending a lot of time together, and I think part of the benefit of being in ministry is that in general we get to kind of spend a lot of time with the kids. But what would you say, Michelle, is like, I don't know, what have we been doing as a family recently? Because we've had even more time together. Like, Chloe and Esther aren't in school yet, but Caleb's preschool, was closed down, as are all schools and daycares and nurseries and things. And so is there anything that we've been doing that's been, I don't know, different fun during this time?
Yeah, well, when the weather is nice, which it's starting to get a little bit nicer. It hasn't been nice this whole time, but going outside and playing together or going on walks, or for Chloe's birthday, we got a little bike trailer that you've
hooked.
There we go. Yeah, one of those words is
both together.
I was trying to say them both at the same time, and it wasn't quite working out.
That's okay.
but you put it on the back of your bike.
Yes.
And then you got another seat as well. So you can actually ride with all 3 children on your bike.
Yes.
And go all around Champaign. And all 3 of them have been very much enjoying that. But we've had a couple family movie nights and, yeah.
Yeah. Doing some bubbles in the yard and some yard work and de-weeding and things like that with kids nearby.
Working on projects with Caleb, and
right,
he's been enjoying that.
Yeah, it's been great. That bike ride, especially. I think that's one of the cool benefits of them being so small right now. I can ride with Chloe and Esther in the back of the trailer of the bike, and then Caleb on the seat directly behind my seat. And we have gone on a bike ride like almost every day for the last week or so, and that's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Chloe, during these rides, because this is Chloe's birthday podcast, so I got to talk about Chloe. And she has, it's been funny. So, like, she and Esther are back there. And Esther sometimes is a little bit of an instigator. And so she's a little ornery sometimes. But during these rides, she's been super, like, gentle and caring and thoughtful with Chloe.
Oh,
which has been awesome.
Yeah.
She's specifically, made sure that she brought along with her a book or 2, and I'm trying to, drive, or ride the bike and whatever. So I'm kind of focused on that, but I'll look back and I can check on how they're doing. And most of the time, Esther is like got her arm around her, or she's reading reading Chloe a book, and it's been. Reading a book, just going through and kind of making up the story based on what the pictures look like. Yeah, but that's been a lot of fun.
All 3 of them have been being very sweet together.
Yes.
I mean, they have their times where they're a little rough, or they're kids, but a lot of times they've been playing together, the 3 of them, pretty nicely. Chloe and Esther have been hugging the past couple days and kissing and, doing some sweet things until Chloe has had enough of that.
Right.
Lets Esther know that, okay, we're done with this hug now.
Right. Caleb shows a ton of affection for Chloe all the time. And they both have nicknames for Chloe. What are some of those nicknames? Like, what are the things that Chloe is called in our household?
Yeah, they call her cutie bums or sweetie bums. I don't know where that came from, but when they're playing, fight the bad guys, sometimes Chloe's the bad guy.
Right.
And they've been calling her a bad grandma, which I don't know what that
I have not heard that at all.
Like, oh no, it's the bad grandma. I don't. I'm not sure what that's all about. But
most of what Esther, like how she plays, is very much family based,
right?
Even if it's but Caleb, he's playing with he's now getting more into superheroes and the Avengers, and so it's all action figures, and so for him it's fight the bad guy,
right?
For Esther, it's all about family.
Right. She wants to be a mom or a grandma or a baby or...
Right. Everything's in the context of family.
And everyone else was... today at lunch, we were all babies, and I think she was the mom.
Which was funny, because then she called me baby daddy, which I'm like...
yes.
Yeah, I guess that is what I am. You're the baby daddy. I'm like, you're right. That's that's me.
Yeah. And I was the baby mommy.
And baby mommy. Yeah, baby mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked out. But she likes Caleb to be the dad and her to be the mom, or Caleb to be the grandpa and her to be the grandma.
Yeah. So
or her to be
Chloe,
a baby.
Once you grow up and you're able to a year from now, 2 years from now, and you could speak for yourself, I'm sure you won't be the bad guy for long. It's just you don't have a lot of a lot of say in the matter at
Right.
this point, being a 1-year-old.
You can't communicate in English.
Right. Not quite yet.
Really yet.
I want to get into how she communicates, but I wanted to also throw this in there. I've been just kind of for fun calling Chloe Klobuchar.
A little bit.
And I don't think that will stick. Chloe is an easy nickname, and so we call her Chloe often. But Klobuchar was one of the Democratic presidential, candidates for the 2020 election.
You were watching those debates for a little while. You were just watching the news, and that was being shown on the news.
So much has happened in 2020. Like, we wouldn't even think, or I don't know. It's just the amount of things that have happened. Like, there was a worldwide. There's this worldwide pandemic, but there's other things that would be world news that often, or at least in this time, are being thrown kind of to the wayside.
Right.
But
the Olympics were supposed to happen
Olympics,
this year.
This is Olympic year. It's a presidential election year.
Election year, yeah.
So at the beginning of the year
was a leap year.
Right, leap year.
I mean, that's not big news, but it's a thing.
It's a thing, right?
One more day of 2020.
One more day of this eternally long year. We started the year off with that massive New Year's Eve party for the campus ministries. Had like 250 plus students come to Champaign.
Like more than...
It feels like more than a year ago.
More than 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, it feels like more than a year ago. Absolutely.
Remember when Australia was like all the way on fire?
That was like 2020.
Yeah, it was like half of Australia burned up.
Yeah.
Craziness. But anyway, I say all that to say it's a presidential year, and so usually from like January 1 all the way up until the election time, that just dominates the news. And realistically, I mean, honestly, in the last 2 months, once Joe Biden kind of took the Democratic nomination, and once Bernie stepped back, then it was kind of like, it's a done deal.
Right.
It's going to be Biden versus Trump, and so let's just talk about that later.
Right.
Let's put it on hold for 6 months because we're trying to deal with what's happening right now.
Anyway, an early candidate was
Right. Early candidate with no chance got eliminated early, but her name is Klobuchar, and so I started calling Chloe Klobuchar because I thought that was funny. And
what was her first name?
Amy.
Amy. Oh.
I think.
I was like, was it Elizabeth? Because that would have been
even more reason.
That would have been crazy.
Right, but no, I think it was, maybe that's her middle name or something. I don't know, but it's Amy Klobuchar, and she got eliminated, and the kids started calling her Klobuchar as well. And then I thought that was hilarious too. But yeah, in general, I just like to keep updated about what's going on with the election. I just like to be informed.
Then I sang Klobuchar.
Right, yep. That is also, I guess, and that was more last year, a big thing. But the Baby Shark song, it's pretty massive, and so that is known by all parents of preschoolers everywhere in the world of 2018 through 20.
And that was the thing when we were kids. Baby Shark song. It was, I knew a slightly different, ever so slightly different version.
Yeah, same song, but now a massive YouTube sensation where I personally like the R&B version. Baby Shark, do 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 do. I don't know if you heard that before.
I don't know that I did. There's a million versions. Right?
Caleb and Austin and I jam to it, like in the car, if we come back from preschool together.
That's awesome.
So I wanted to talk about how Chloe communicates with us right now.
Yeah.
Words not necessarily hugely important to her right now, but she says "dada," and so I'm content with that.
And she's said "dada" for it seems like over a year, which is not possible because she's only just turned 1 year. But
she said it pretty early.
It was her first word for sure.
For sure. Without question.
And it's still like her only word. She has other skills, though, so it's not.
I feel like she's getting really
language
close.
Is not.
I feel like she's getting really close to pointing at stuff and saying this or that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that, but it's very close to dad. Dada. But I think she's saying like dat.
Yeah.
I want dat.
She's the past week or so, she'll use an open hand and just like stick out her arm. Or both arms or something, like if she wants me to pick her up or if she wants something, like sometimes she won't vocalize anything but just stick a hand out. And it's like, yes. This is what I want. This is what I...
And she makes appropriate eye contact and all of those things.
Mostly though, she's the past couple weeks has been doing this like gremlin roar screech like it's like guttural like
right. She digs down.
It's like loud
to get this thing. And it is funny, but then we find ourselves needing to immediately be like, Chloe, this is not how we talk to each other. We can't just gremlin growl at people and expect for them to do what we want.
It's so growly.
Yeah. So we're trying to help Chloe see. No, I mean, it would be better for you to say more, please, or thank you, those sorts of things.
Yeah.
We're not there yet. We're getting there.
We're working on the sign language and stuff, and she's understanding, but she doesn't really want to do it. I'll be like, right. You want more, please? And she's like, yes.
So I do want to try to find a time to grab just a microphone and be close to Chloe for a couple of minutes and see if I can capture this sound.
I might try and get it for you guys.
But yeah, so if I do find that clip, it'll go here. And now we're back. And if I didn't get it, and now we're back and you didn't hear it, just imagine like a mix between a baby lion and a gremlin, and it's somewhere in there.
It's a little bit like that goat scream.
A goat scream?
Like when they put the goat screams in all those videos and stuff.
Right.
It's a little bit like that.
And it's surprising, like, because you look at a goat and you'd be like, look at that goat. And you're thinking almost like in connection to sheep, there might be some gentle baaing or something like that. But then all of a sudden they let out these eerily human screams. But yeah, those are kind of a trend to, or have been for the last couple of years, to insert a goat scream into a music video of a popular song.
But music, she is into music for sure. She is very, very into music.
Yes.
Definitely a lot more than Esther was. We don't have to compare our children, but
sure. And Esther, even in the last month, has shown a lot more musical aptitude than she had in the previous year or whatever. Actually, in the recent week, we set up a little bit of a stage in our basement, and then with some microphones. Actually, these microphones that we're using right now to record this, but we set up a little bit of a stage, and the kids got on the stage to sing songs, and Caleb was very cordial and introducing Esther. And now Esther's going to come up and she's going to sing a song, and he was just kind of adjusting microphones and things like this, and then
Esther sang song after song after song, all very similar, but very, very cute, very good. And Chloe is just clapping along, and it looked like she was conducting at one point when Caleb was drumming and Esther was singing, and she was like waving her arms around. It almost looked like she was conducting.
Well, she's just gotten the ability to stand in one place, and she has taken her first steps.
Right.
but she barely can balance. And so, but if there's music going on and she's trying to stand, then it very much looks like she's just rocking back and forth with her hands as she's going along with the music.
Dancing and participating in the music.
We, of course, we'll do our family devotionals, pretty consistently. We try to do it once a week. And we've got this little drum set that Caleb got for his birthday. So we've almost had this drum set for about a year. And Chloe will, she's a magnet to it, and she'll crawl over to it and bang on it, and she definitely gets into it.
Yeah.
Whenever we're singing a song, she's locked in, she's focused on it.
And she'll try and hum along or along or clap or snap or bounce or dance or very involved.
Blockbuster movies of I guess, did it come out in December, like Christmas time? Frozen 2.
Yeah.
Would it come out maybe
November? Maybe I don't.
Maybe Thanksgiving, maybe Christmas. I don't know, but it's relatively new, and it came to Disney Plus, which is Disney's online streaming service, which is relatively new. That's new as of the end of 2019. But yeah, so because of all this COVID craziness, they released this movie earlier than they planned to, and they put it out on Disney Plus. And so,
thanks Disney.
Thanks Disney for all of the families with kids. That was a nice thing to have in this quarantine time.
And what a great movie with excellent music. I can just go on record and saying people can knock Frozen sometimes, and I don't need to defend Frozen 1, but Frozen 2 is fantastic.
Yeah, very good. I enjoyed it a lot too. But you have been singing this to the kids, and in particular to Chloe. What was the song that you were singing to her? Well,
I've noticed that she's grabbed onto a little bit of the Into the Unknown song. And so when we're just singing music, or other kids are singing the music and stuff, but when I'm singing that, she knows it almost, and she starts singing along and appropriate, like the ahs and things like that.
There are long drawn out notes, and so when you do those, she makes her voice heard as well.
Right. And she's starting to match pitch fairly decently, so yeah, it's cute.
There's great hope there. I think all of the kids are musical and will have, good musical ability. But it's encouraging because we care about this as part of our everyday life.
Yeah.
In campus ministry, we're doing worship on Friday nights, and in the, just with the whole church, is certainly, I'm playing rhythm guitar and you're singing soprano, and so the kids have been every week for most of their lives part of the worship team rehearsals, and then on Sunday mornings early when we're doing rehearsal before church, they're at those, and then just of course singing around the house and things like that. But yeah, they're very involved around us, and so it's cool to see some of that rubbing off, and for them to be excited about it too and having fun with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went ahead and I went online and I grabbed a list of, milestones, things that you can expect a 1-year-old to be doing.
Nice.
And so I wanted to just go through this list, and we can say, and
analyze Chloe, see how she's developing.
Let's see how she's doing. And so she can look back and she'd be like, oh, this is why I turned out this way. I don't know. No, but we can look at it and say, oh, does she do this, or how does she do those things, or because she's doing awesome.
Yeah,
of course.
No, she's doing great, and the doctor gives us a list too, and she's falling fine in all those categories. So Chloe, I'm sure you're gonna do fine with this quiz.
You're excellent. And it's not even a quiz. It's just a way to talk about this is a thing that 1-year-olds do.
Yeah.
And so
how you're developing.
This is the things that you're doing right now.
I will say though, Chloe, you have a lot of teeth. You got teeth earlier than the other kids.
Yep.
And they're like bigger. I think she has maybe my teeth.
Maybe. I don't know. So here's some milestones that you can expect in 1 year. This list says that some movement milestones include that a child can get to a sitting position without assistance.
Definitely.
Chloe's a pro at that.
Yeah.
She crawls forward on her belly by pulling with her arms and pushing with her legs. Absolutely. Crawls all over the place.
Yeah, she crawls all over the place.
This is funny. It says creeps on hands and knees, supporting trunk on hands and knees. Yeah, she does that too.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's past that because she's crawling like a pro.
Yeah, and just a quick look over all these other movement milestones, and she is a pro. She's walking, holding onto furniture, stands momentarily without support, so she's not like fully walking around. And it says that she
can stand for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says that they may walk 2 or 3 steps without support, and she's doing that too.
She did that once. She can do it. She just doesn't. I feel like she just doesn't want to yet.
Right.
She's not quite like emotionally ready. Maybe.
Right. I think she wants to. It's just she's like I can, or she doesn't want to. She's like I can do it, but I can get around quicker doing it.
Yeah.
These other ways.
Yeah. She can move faster crawling, of course.
Milestones in hand and finger skills. She uses a pincer grasp,
and
it's so cute to like see her grab onto something with her tiny little fingers.
Yeah.
She bangs things together. Does she do that?
Yeah, she does.
Okay.
Yeah, she tap, especially with music and stuff, or just in play. Tapping toys together.
Yep.
Things like that.
Puts objects into a container or takes objects out of a container.
Yeah, she loves that.
Yep. And I think my mom just gave her something like that for her first birthday. Like a little cube, a box with little shapes
and stuff.
And quick aside about that. Over spring break, while we were at my parents' place, I was taking all those VHS tapes, converting them to digital, and I came across my own first birthday.
Oh.
And one of the gifts that I was given was also one of those little cubes with the shapes, with the holes, and putting them in. So I'm like, oh, that's thoughtful. My mom was kind of on the same page when I was 1 and when Chloe was 1.
Seeing you at that age, you and Chloe look a lot alike. At that age, yeah.
Like it's.
I feel like even more so than you and Caleb, even though everyone says like, oh, Caleb and Josh look so similar, but
yeah, and that just might be because he's a boy, but
maybe
Chloe really looked like me.
I feel like looking at you guys at that age, very, very similar.
Here are the language milestones, and we already kind of talked about some of this stuff, but here's what the pros say.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Pays increasing attention to speech. She totally pays attention.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's very attentive.
Responds to simple verbal requests. Definitely.
Absolutely.
I'll be like, Chloe. Just even the tone is enough for her to understand, like, oh, I shouldn't do this or that. She responds to no. She does. She's actually
sometimes with a little mischievous laugh, but she responds.
She will.
She's got a little bit of a mischievous streak in
It's
there.
almost like in a humorous way of like, game. I'm gonna do. Yeah, this is fun. This is a little bit of a game. Uses simple gestures such as shaking her head for no. I feel like she does that a little bit.
I think yeah.
I see the expressiveness actually. I mean, more so than shaking her head yes or no. It's like in her eyes and in the way that I don't know. It's almost like the expression of her face. I know what she's thinking or feeling or doing. Yeah.
But like, if I'm wondering if she wants some more food or something or some more to drink, and I'll like offer it to her, and she'll definitely turn her head away when she's done. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah. But that's what that is. It's a simple gesture.
Yeah.
Says Dada and Mama. Certainly Dada.
Yeah, she said Mama a few times.
But it's kind of like in distress.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like, I definitely need her, right. So I will say her name.
Typically, if she's sad, yeah.
And then we've got some other things like uses exclamations such as "uh-oh" or tries to imitate words. And I think she's thinking about imitating.
She says "uh-oh." Yeah. She imitates music, and she's thinking about imitating words. And she will kind of babble a little bit. Like, she'll have a babbled conversation with you. Yeah. But I feel like she's getting close to, she wants to say hot. Hot is one of the fun words for little kids. Hot. Yeah.
It's an emerging word that she understands and will probably say soon.
Yeah.
Some cognitive milestones. So, explores objects in many different ways. Shaking, banging, throwing, dropping.
Yeah.
That's definitely true. Imitates gestures. Does that. Begins to use objects correctly, like drinking from a cup or brushing hair, dialing a phone, those sorts of things. Yep. She does all of those. Social and emotional milestones is she's shy or anxious with strangers. I guess in the last 2 months
we're at a stay-at-home order right now.
There are no strangers right now.
Strangers do not exist. I'm sure when strangers do exist again, she will be pretty shy about it.
And, this is something that Caleb, Esther, and Chloe will all grow up with. There's just a regularity with a lot of different people. Like, almost every day people are in the house or we're meeting with people and certainly at church.
Not right now.
Not right now, of course. But during, regular times, that was something that was so common and normal. And so prayerfully, we get back to normal here in a bit. But I feel like it gives a good amount of resilience in that area. But, you would still expect that Chloe cries when you or me leave or, different things like that.
Yeah.
The rest of this stuff seems pretty kind of run of the mill. Chloe, you're doing great. Developmentally,
Chloe.
Socially, emotionally, with your language, all these things. Even better than any baby that I've ever seen.
You're awesome, Chloe.
We want to say happy birthday. We hope that you enjoy this recording for years to come. And
you're the cutest little baby. You're so cute. We love you so much.
We just sometimes
and you have a cute tongue.
Yes, that's a weird thing to say, but it is true.
She has the cutest tongue.
Oh my goodness. Sometimes we just stop what we're doing and we say,
look at that cute tongue.
Look at that cute baby.
That's a cute baby.
That's a cute baby. And I'm sure we think the very same thing about you right now. That's a cute kid. That's a cute adult. We really like that girl. You're
so
awesome.
Beautiful.
We love you very much. And I'm sure that in the coming months, when you become a big sister, you will be an awesome big sister as well.
Absolutely.
We're expecting Lutz baby number 4.
Number 4.
In the month of October of 2020.
Maybe we do a birth podcast.
Maybe we do. I'll just bring in a couple microphones into the birthing room, and the nurses will be like, "Why are you doing this?" And I'll be like, "Look, it's for the kids." And she'll be like, "Okay, I've seen worse, I guess." And then I'll be like, "Please, I need to do this." And she'll be like, "All right, whatever."
Well, maybe a couple weeks after.
I figured as much, but it makes for a better visual picture to imagine me trying to lug some audio equipment into the
we have history with audio equipment and births, but
do we?
Sound system.
Oh, right. Hey, that'll be a story for another Lutz Family podcast. Tune in next time. Thanks for listening.
Happy birthday, Chloe. Happy first birthday.
And we hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.